Hey fellow Vault Dwellers, it's Angry Turtle, and this video we are jumping into my fresh build, a full health heavy gunner. And I was thinking a lot what I want from the full health build, and I decided that what I really want from this kind of build is ability to use a huge variety of heavy guns, decent damage. We need to go for higher level super mutants, those spawn at level 5. I want decent damage. I want this build to be quite universal, and especially what people that like to play with full health want the most. And I think a peace of mind. Then this build, if you want to die, it will be really hard. At this moment I'm using 50 cal, the final word, just because I think it's a good start, as this weapon is basically free. If you do the Ally Beckett questline, then you are getting as a reward. Then it's no grind, no RNG, nothing like that. And as you can see, this gun, because it's anti-armor and faster fire rate, is doing very well. And as far as anti-armor by itself, it's not like my favorite and it's not great. But if you pair it with faster fire rate, it's actually a very good build. And this gun will shred about everything. But I have a higher selection of guns, even this like a starter weapon for someone, Instigating 50 cal. Why Instigating? It's mainly because, for whatever reason, if you have fast firing weapons, the Instigating is actually better than first bullet. In case of 50 cal, it's usually 2 rounds that carry bonus, and if you will have a weapon with even faster fire rate, it's more than 2 rounds. Then, as you can see, if you have like 2 rounds with double damage and you need 4 to 5 rounds to kill a target, then you are basically getting 50% bonus damage by using this weapon. Then it's still shredding everything quite nicely. And as always, I will show all the details about the build after I will finish presenting all those guns and versatility. I have the vampires as well. I'm not a big fan of vampires. Main reason, you don't really need healing with this build. Like, it's nice that this healing is for free, but what you will do with all your stims? Unless you want to sell all your stims and you don't want to farm anything else for caps, just stims. But there is a big downside. If you are using vampire's weapon, you are using more ammo. Then instead of using your stims, you will be required to craft more ammo. That's why I'm not a big fan of vampire's weapons, even though it will keep you at full health, but you just don't need it. The occasional stim pack, it will be already quite a lot less than you will farm. You will still have stim packs for sale. Then that's absolutely not necessary to use vampires, but I have one weapon just to show it is an option. Then I have Furious. In case of heavy guns with really fast fire rate, the Furious is really good and quite universal. Like in case of 50 cal, it will achieve maximum of 45% bonus damage after about 1 second of firing the gun on the target. Then it's really fast. And if you have a weapon with faster fire rate, then it will be less than 1 second. Like if this will be like Ultra Sight, I have I think one, where is it? Furious Ultra Sight laser. Then in case of this gun, because of the fire rate, the maximum damage you achieve after like 0.3 seconds. And it's really fast. You start firing and you have this maximum damage. And it's one of the Ultra Sight Gatling laser that is not bugged. It's doing intentional damage. I have a series of bugged weapons for those of you that want to use even more damage. It's not exploit. It's not like an exploit. It's not like you need to do something special. There are some weapons that are doing way more damage than intended, and they just like that by default. Then those weapons, it will be like Instigating light machine gun. If I start firing it, the target will suddenly die after a couple rounds, way faster than it's intended. I will demonstrate it as well on some tanky targets like Scorchbeast, because those are really hard to kill usually, but not with those guns. The same situation is with Instigating laser and what I have else, Instigating minigun. Those 3 weapons, because only those 3 weapons have enough fire rate to achieve this result. The fire rate is the key, and couple legendary effects. I was discussing much more in dedicated video in the past. Then you can search through my library and you will find it. I think it's titled Insanely Overpowered Weapons, because it is what those weapons are, and nothing changed. I was thinking that Wastelanders will change it, but no, it's still the same. And now let's see how I will be doing with Scorch, and maybe as a reference point let's start with Final World, because it's, as I said, free weapon and performing just okay. Good performance, everything is just nice. Let's see how fast we can deal with this Scorchbeast. I think it's decent. And it wasn't even a full adrenaline yet. Adrenaline is kind of a key in full health builds because it's your highest possible damage bonus that you can ever achieve. Stop hiding, Scorched. Ammo for 50 cal? It's not bad. It's not very expensive, then you shouldn't be worried too much. And if you guys want me to cover ammo farming and how to get all your lead, steel, stuff like that, where to get gunpowder, then I can do it. If a lot of you still struggling with crafting your ammo, then let me know and I will cover that as well. And now those instigating weapons. That maybe let's start from the top. Instigating minigun, and why it's so powerful I will demonstrate it on Scorchbeast. We're able to see how the final word was performing, and minigun is generally a weaker weapon than a 50 cal. Then in this case I should be doing worse, but as you probably already can see with those Scorch, even those damage numbers are really little, I'm doing quite well, and I don't know if this Scorchbeast will like to land or not. And my tankiness, as you can see, I'm fine. I don't really need Vampire's effect to stay alive and healthy. And she's on the ground. Let's see how I will be doing. Oh, she's dead. What happened? Suddenly took much more damage because it's instigating weapon. And this one is down as well. Yeah, that's what you can use really with a heavy gunner build to make yourself, at least for now, overpowered, until Bethesda will decide to change it, as I think it's only a matter of time. But so far it seems that they're happy with how it is. Let's see other weapons. Let's see how this instigating laser will do. Yeah, the problem is if target is too far, then this effect will not happen, as you need to continuously hit. But I already get her above the region. It's quite close, then I should be able to drop her. Yep. It's not as powerful as a minigun, because for whatever reason, the higher your fire rate goes, the better the result. And I unfortunately cannot loot this Scorchbeast, because if you change something into goo pile or ash pile in air, then there it is. There is the ash pile, almost invisible over there. Okay, let's give this instigating laser second chance at Salmon Pond. As you can see, it's instigating faster fire rate and weightless in this case. Let's say hello to Super Mutant Behemoth. How well will we do? Yeah, I think we did well. And we have another Scorchbeast, and now it's time for instigating light machine gun. And in category of overpowered instigating heavy guns, definitely minigun and light machine gun, those are winners. Offer crazy damage, and because those are ballistic, I think that's the reason, as energy weapons are getting this bonus, but not as big as ballistic weapons. Oh, she's dropping over there. Let's run there. We want to join the party. Where is she? Oh. A little bit farther. Okay, let's try drop her from distance. Yeah, it's hard from distance. Oh, will she really ignore me now? Okay, she's closer now. Maybe we can do it. If not the reload, she will be dead. But you can see it's more damage than you would expect from instigating weapons. We'll kill one more. Okay, we have another Scorchbeast, this time on the ground. Where is my light machine gun? There it is. And let's see how well it will do. Yep. Like 30 rounds, she's down. Then it's definitely doing very well. Okay, and now a little bit more about this build. And as you can see, all this fighting, and I didn't even lose a full health bar, and I'm usually not manually using stim packs. I'm waiting until my Born Survival will trigger, but I can use one and I'm back to full health. And now, first, let's take a look on Mutations. Actually catch a Blight, but doesn't really affect me too much. Let's heal it anyway. Okay. Blight is healed. As you can see, I'm using Well-Fed for extra HP and disease resistance, and Well Hydrated for extra AP regen. And about Mutation, I'm running only 3 on this build. I'm running Bird Bones because I want this extra agility that translates into more sprinting and more defense from dodgy, and I'm running Carnivore just because I don't need to worry about food whatsoever. I just pick up and eat raw meat, and I do not collect or cook or do anything with the food. And then I have Marsupial, that's unfortunately reducing intelligence, but jump height and carry weight is, I think, very important from almost everyone. Then those are the core mutations. I don't using any other on this build, although it is possible to use more or less. You can even run without mutations with this build, to be honest. But lack of the jump height will be painful. Quickly, the gear I was using again. The final word is obviously anti-armored with faster fire rate. Luckily, 250 damage resistance while reloading is not breaking this weapon, then it's fine. That was a Vampire's 50 cal, but I wasn't aiming, then I was just getting normal damage. That's the broken Instigating minigun. If you really want to pull crazy damage against tanky targets or help yourself with Scorchbeast Queen that cannot be crippled anymore, then this is your weapon. This will help you. And obviously you want accelerated barrel on it. You want fire rate on all those instigating weapons to achieve the maximum effect. You want instigating and faster fire rate if possible, and never install mods that are reducing fire rate or you will lose your damage. Another one, it's this light machine gun that's shredding everything, and as you can see, it's just a 2-star, it's instigating and bashing damage. If this will be faster fire rate, it will be even crazier than that. Oh, I finally have as well Instigating caster. I didn't show it on anything, did I? Yeah, okay, then I will show you this Instigating caster in action, just 30 seconds showcase. After I show you other weapons. I have this Instigating 50 cal I showed you before, this Furious Ultra Sight Gatling Laser that's doing very good just because of the fire rate. It will charge your full Furious effect, what's 45% bonus damage after about 0.3 seconds. And this Furious 50 cal. It's still a very good weapon. 50 cal is a very reliable weapon with quite cheap ammo. And there is only one problem with this Instigating caster, Plasma caster. If I reload it, I'm losing Instigating effect. This 250 damage resistance while reloading, it's still breaking my Instigating effect on Plasma caster. And we do have some super mutants and some doggos. And as you can see, this Plasma caster is very effective. As long as you can get your Instigating effect to actually work. All those super mutants are basically just one shot, they do not know what hit them, and I'm the full health build. Oh, this one somehow survived 2 shots and third shot finished him. But all others, yeah, just reliably one-shotting them when I'm getting shot from. That's it, that's the Instigating Plasma caster, and back to the build. Now perks. What is my choice? At this moment I have bare arms under strength. Normally I'm using Trawling Pharmacy to reduce the weight of my chems and to carry more chems. But at this moment I wanted to show so many weapons with this build that I swapped for bare arms. Because normally I'm carrying 2 weapons and here I have, I don't know, I show you like 8 or something. All heavy gunner perks, the damage perks are very important if you play full health, because you will not be boosted by something like adrenal reaction or blooded effect from the weapon. Then you really want all those damage you can get. Blocker, that's a great perk. Basically, if you are wearing power armor and you have blocker equipped, all those melee attackers, you can basically ignore them. They will not do anything to you apart from occasional stagger. They will not do anything else. Glow sight, that's under perception. You swap for whatever you need at the moment. You can equip picklock. You can equip something like perks that help you find magazines, bubblehead, cap stashes, whatever you need at the moment. Free perception, just perfectly cover it. I will not drop it below 3, mainly because at this moment there's a lot of single player content and you want to be able to use this lockpick when needed. Under endurance, it's just 4 endurance, only critical perks. For full health build, I don't feel like you need anything more than that. Fireproof will make you basically immune to Scorchbeast Scream at rank 2 in power armor, and Rejuvenated will give you this sweet AP regen and more health. And as I'm not running Speed Demon on this character, you don't really need to eat as often. And then under Charisma, obviously Lone Wanderer to give you more AP regen, reduce damage taken, Travel Agent to save those sweet caps when you're traversing them up, and Tenderizer. That's actually very important. Tenderizer rank 3, it's a significant boost to your damage. You want it, trust me. Then under Intelligence, the Stabilize is the most important perk. You always carry it on. And the first item is something that I'll be swapping around. If I running with something like Furious 50 Cal, I will keep first aid equipped. If I will swap for something like Gatling Laser or any energy weapon basically, that using fusion cores, I will equip Power User to get the double ammo from every single fusion core. And if I will be using like a vampire's weapon, like this 50 cal, I will just equip batteries included to reduce weight of my stuff, because healing will be pointless, fusion core duration will be pointless, then I will just toss in batteries included to reduce the weight of all the energy ammo I'm carrying. Under Agility, there is Action Boy, Born Survivor, Adrenaline, that's important, max rank, and Dodgy. Dodgy is a perfect synergy with Action Boy and all those other perks like Rejuvenated and Lone Wanderer, increasing my AP regen, and I have quite a lot of agility thanks to Bird Bones as well. Then I can use this Dodgy quite a lot, and it makes me immune for most damage for quite a while. Although, as always, if you decide to use a vampire's weapon, it's pointless and you are better off just tossing in something like Hiker and reduce your weight of the food or whatever else you can toss in. Under luck, we have Bloody Mess to increase your damage, that's a great perk. Then I'm running Ricochet. Ricochet is actually a perfect synergy with Dodgy, because 18% of the bullets will not even touch you. Only the remaining 82% of the shots will be reduced by Dodgy, which means your AP will last for longer and Dodgy will be more effective with Ricochet, and 18% less bullets hitting you means your armor will survive longer and your health will last for longer. And obviously Starch Jeans, it's a must. If you want to have any mutations, it's a must. Now, if you will choose to use a weapon like Instigating, Plasma Caster, or some like weapon that rely on one-shotting enemies thanks to Instigating effect, then this perk can actually cause a little bit of a trouble to you, because those bullets actually hitting back enemies, and therefore they no longer at full health if this perk is triggered. Then if you rely on Instigating single shot weapon, then you are better off switching for something else like Class Freak to reduce a little bit those negative effects of mutations, or One Gun Army if you want to cripple those enemies, although I think that now as Scorchbeast Queen and Imposter Ship Squatch are both immune to crippling, this is pretty much pointless, that's my opinion. Lack of the Draw seems to be good. I haven't got opportunity to test it too much, but Bethesda said it's fixed, then it can be actually a useful replacement. Or good with Salt if you are carrying any food that you really want to last. Oh, I know what I didn't show you yet, my power armor. It's basically Excavator power armor, and what's important, helmet you use whatever mod you like. For arms, you use whatever mods you like. There is nothing good actually on arms. For legs, I really don't see a point to use anything else than calibrated shocks to get this increased carry weight. And torso, that's an important part. Only one part is actually important. And for torso, I like to run kinetic dynamo, because how it's work, it basically refresh a little bit of your AP when you're getting hit, what in practice means that dodge is cheaper for you. It's taking less of your AP because some of the AP is instantly regenerated by kinetic dynamo that you have on your torso. It's how I'm lasting so well in those fights. It's a dodgy with this torso. And of course, if you want to use different power armor with higher resistance, why not? Sure you can. I just don't see the point. It's why I'm mostly running with Excavator unless I need to use a jetpack. Then I have a different power armor to use a jetpack. But for like 99% of the time I'm running in power armor, it's Excavator power armor. If you are looking for a build planner, then of course, as usually, it will be in video description. If you open a video description, you will find links to my social media, to my playlist, and as well there will be a link to the build planner for this particular build. And if you want it, or if you don't want it, you probably already know because I show you how this build performs, and now up to you if you want this one. If not, I have plenty of other builds. And now, as always, thank you a lot for watching, and see you guys in the next one.